Oh, hi, everybody. I'm Christine Schiavone, and our show is Spiritual Exploration. Tonight, we are taping the show that I'm sure everybody waits for all year long to find out what their astrological predictions are for the following year. And tonight, we're doing 2013 because that's the year at hand. And with me is Deborah Rose, who comes in every year, and she does the predictions for the following year, and I'm really happy to have her here today. And hello, Deborah, how you doing?
Great, Christine, how are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful, thank you. You are going to do our predictions, and I'm not going to keep us any longer because I know you have to get into it, and we're have a limited time. So take it away, and then at the end you'll tell us a little something about the country and what's going to happen with that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So go ahead, Deborah, get going.
Okay, well, thank you for inviting me back again.
Always my pleasure.
And hello, listeners, and thank you all for tuning in again this year, the astrological predictions for 2013. And we do have a little bit of a limited time this year, so here we go. Mercury retrograde dates. I get a lot of mail from all of you wanting to know what to do, when to do it. Let's recap a little bit for those new listeners who might not understand what we're talking about. Mercury is the planet of communication, and it rules anything with moving parts or mechanical things. So when you're booking your schedule for Mercury retrograde dates, when the planet of communication seemingly goes backwards in the sky, keep your schedule loose because you have a great ability to have delays, rescheduling, missed and forgotten appointments. It's best not to buy big ticket items during this time like cars, refrigerators, cameras, because the mechanical or moving parts could fail. So it happens usually 3 times a year for 3 weeks at a time. The influence begins about 10 days before and lasts about 10 days after. So for 2013, here are the dates. February 23rd through March 17th, the retrograde will be in Pisces. Many Pisceans individuals will be affected more than other signs, but in this case, the mutable signs, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo, will feel this the strongest. The next period of retrograde for Mercury will be June 26th through July 20th in Cancer. And Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, and Libra will feel that the most. Everyone feels it, but these are the signs most affected. October 21st through November 10th, Scorpio. Scorpios will feel it, obviously. Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo the most. Everyone else will be affected. Keep that in mind. Keep your schedule loose. Be understanding. Be patient if we have scheduling problems. And don't buy big ticket items. Even if you plan a trip, oftentimes people will plan a getaway during this time, and in the planning stages something goes wrong, or they have to reschedule something. Many people take time off and go on vacation during this time, and it is a very good time to rest and relax and rejuvenate. In saying that, think about the word re, or to redo. Redo, revisit, rework, reschedule. This is classic Mercury retrograde. So, the next bit of phenomenon that we're going to talk about would be the eclipses. Eclipses are very powerful happenings that can move 10 years worth of work into 1 year. You could be struggling for 10 years in a career. Your sun gets hit by an eclipse, and suddenly you're moving forward like a bat out of hell. They are transformative. They can be disruptive. They are sudden. And let me give you some of the times and signs that will be affected. Eclipses will occur at new and full moons when the moon conjuncts either the north or south node. And they will happen in patterning of about 2 weeks apart, a lunar and a solar eclipse. So, the first eclipse of 2013 would be April 25th in Scorpio. At this time, Saturn is conjunct the moon, so you must let go of the past. Why do we stay in painful situations? We need to avoid negativity. Now, Scorpio tends to be a little bit negative at times. They can be vengeful. They can be jealous. They can be competitive. These are all the negatives. They're also powerful. They're strong. They stand up for what they believe in. They can be fighters for what they believe is right. So it's time to let go of the past, begin anew. And when you let go, don't look to harm anyone. Just release and use that powerful, transformative energy that you have to blaze a new path for yourself or others. The next eclipse is May 9th. It's a solar eclipse in Taurus. And we say again, another stubborn sign. Taurus, you're fixed. You don't like to let go. It's time to let go and not be so indulgent. Don't hold hard so much to the material things. Many times, Taurus, being Venus ruled and earthy, can put things over people and emotions. And that's the lesson for you. It will weigh you down. Taurus at times can be rather lazy also and self-indulgent. So I say the opposite. Hard work and less spending pays off during this eclipse. The next eclipse, the lunar eclipse, is on May 25th in Sagittarius. And with Sagittarians, it's always all about freedom, movement, attitude, freedom. Release rigid thoughts, excessive intellectualizing. Feel what's going on and go with the flow. October 18th is the lunar eclipse in Aries, and it highlights cooperation, partnership, communication, compromise. Don't isolate yourself. Open up and communicate. The November 3rd solar eclipse in Scorpio, Saturn is conjunct that new moon, and that could mean some very nasty power struggles. There are very, very deep and intense feelings. Oftentimes with this, you could have feelings of despair. Seek peace and healing at this time, and give yourself a break from the pressures of life. It's time to rediscover some joy in your life and happiness. Whatever is happening at that time, and that's a very tough time, it will pass. All things shall pass. So if I were to highlight some difficult times in 2013, I would say May 20th, November 1st, and November 3rd are going to be my highlights. Not everyone will suffer negativities, but November 3rd can bring even the happiest of, let's say, Sagittarians down, or the Peter Pans of the zodiac, some of the Aquarians and some of the Pisces. So keep that in mind. And with that being said about some of the phenomena going on in 2013, because of time constraints, we are going to start with our first sign of the zodiac, Aries. And I know a lot of your Pisces called me last year and said, thank you for starting with us, because you always leave us for last. But this year, the graphics say Aries first, so that's where we're going to go. So I like to look at the major planets, and this year, Uranus is in Aries. It began March 11th, 2011, and it will end May 15th, 2018, one of the longer, stronger, slow-moving planets in our zodiac. Now, Uranus rules Aquarius, the forerunner of the zodiac, also sudden and unexpected happenings. If you have been the same for 20 years and the universe has been trying to get you to move, if you're hit with the planet Uranus, Uranus will shake you out of your complacency and toss you into the future. So be ready for this energy, and it's in the sign of Aries right now. Aries is the pioneer of the zodiac, and Uranus is the planet of breakthrough, electricity, and the planet of the future. So, Aries, I say to you, be the leader. There's one way for you, and that's straight ahead. Be careful May 19th and 20th, and also October 31st and November 1st, when Uranus squares Pluto in Capricorn. Think about 8 days before and about 8 days after these dates. You're going to have very powerful drives, very strong frustration, and action taken here is hard to go back on. So be cautious and be careful about what you say, because if you say something and you regret it, you will not be able to take it back. The other person or the other entities might not let it go that easily. What do you want to do this year, Aries? I want you to think about that. What are you willing to share? What are you willing to learn? And what are you willing to give up? You will be invited to do all of these things in some very, very powerful circles this year. This is why we also say temper that fiery thought process and mouth of yours, because you have a stepping stone in front of you. And we would like to see you use it positively through hard work and delivering quality work, through ruling with your intellect as far as your career goes. Don't get emotional. Don't go after other people in your work environment. Just think about the work, think about the quality, and deliver whatever gifts you have to share within the work arena. This year could be a rather lucky one in career, particularly around July 17th and December 12th, when you have a lovely trine from the great benevolent planet Jupiter. And Jupiter hits the nadir on June 25th, the nadir being the bottom of your chart, and it will begin to journey to the top of your chart, creating a building time for career. Many Aries this year will be building their own businesses, and it's a good timing for that. Some great opportunities to build something that will last your lifetime will happen over the next 7 years, beginning now. Let's talk about love. Rather than fun and variety, Aries is going to begin to seek quality in love. Whether a current love or a new love, you have opportunity and great possibilities there this year. And that's nice to see that Aries is sort of getting down and getting deeper and going for quality and not just spontaneous fun. You can spend impulsively. That's part of your nature. So this year, be conservative and have cash in reserve. In particular, around the eclipse of April 25th and May 9th. Be careful about foolish spending and don't get yourself in debt at this time. Also, be careful of get-rich-quick schemes. They would not work for you. Let's talk about your health. Holistic health, good food, working out, enough sleep. Again, fire signs, they don't like to sleep because that's a waste of time. We need to get out there and have some fun. The key to good health this year is the balance of the above mentioned, what we just said. Don't push yourself. Don't seek your limit as far as your physical body or how many hours you can stay up or how many hot dogs you can eat. Don't enter that food eating contest at the local picnic, which is often an Aries thing to do. Deep psychological changes are happening for you, and it's very important that you learn how to nurture yourself right now. Treat yourself kindly and with patience, and patience is not something you were born with in this lifetime. You have to learn it. Travel looks pretty good this year, except near that May 25th. That's a lunar eclipse. You could get on the wrong plane, you could lose your luggage, you could mess up your reservation, or someone else could mess up your reservation. Other than that, you're free to go anywhere you want this year, Aries. We're going to go over to Taurus now. Now, this was a chart. This was quite a solar chart to look at. And I'm going to say this. Now, there's a certain element of destiny here. And, you know, Taurus, you guys can be rather earthy, which is wonderful, rather stubborn, which is not so good. And you hate change. You love luxury and you love comfort. And if someone is going to take that away from you, well, then we're going to hear some yelling. But Uranus in Aries in your 12th house has some surprises for you. There are going to be some unusual, some sudden, some just big detours in your life. And remember, you despise change, you love comfort, but these two planets, Uranus and Pluto, when they square in your 9th house of your higher learning, you don't have a lot of choices here. You've got to adapt to new concepts, new possibilities, a new life path, new goals, sometimes new relationships. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Arcturians got divorced this year, separated from permanent or very important partnerships, up and moved to other places. That's part of your growth. We can't grow sometimes if we stay still, or if we stay in relationships or in situations that don't challenge us, and it's your time for challenge. Don't pay too much attention to your fantasies. They're not going to pan out this year. The universe and these heavy planets are going to show you the realities, and that's where you need to go. You stay stuck, only you suffer. Other people will move away from you or move around you. Oftentimes, Taurus can be rather controlling, and you try to keep others in the same situation you're in. That's not going to work for you. Remember this, you're Venus ruled. You can be kind, you can be loving, you can create a fabulous home, you can be very domestic, you love to stay with your partner, you don't like to let go, you're very loyal. So go to your higher self. Use that Venetian creativity to create your wonderful world again and release whatever it is you might be in that doesn't suit you anymore. This year is going to bring very new challenges in partnerships in a business nature and also in a personal nature. Other people will act as your mirror. If you don't like what you see, then change. There will be plenty of help around you for restructuring your life, your career, and your business. New people will enter your life because for many of you, with Saturn in your house of marriage, again, you're going to be feeling rather empty. Use what you've learned from those closest to you in the past. See yourself a little clearer, and don't be afraid to move forward. Again, the universe supports you. You just have to be willing to reach out and go forward. If love ends, new love is available in 2013, but I say this, take it slow. Learn from the past, build a solid foundation, give yourself as well as the other person enough leeway and enough opportunity to build with trust. Be patient. There's a lunar eclipse on April 25th and a solar on November 3rd that will shake up your 7th house of partnerships. If you're out of an old marriage, if you're out of an old business partnership, if you've started a new one during the middle of the year or early in the year, this is a time where the universe is saying, okay, reset. Are you making the same mistakes that you did in the past? Or are we going to move you in a little bit of a different direction than you might have thought originally? Be flexible. Go with the flow. Flexibility, mutability. This is part of your lesson this year. The eclipses can be very tough for you. Work through them. Work hard. No negativity towards others. No blaming. And then if you do that, especially around those April eclipses, May 28th will bring a happy Memorial Day celebration and a much-needed break from some of April's activities. You'll see yourself becoming a new person, and Pluto and Uranus are going to urge and help you reinvent yourself. New jobs, businesses, and identities will be established by July 17th through 20th or December 11th and 12th. Jupiter in Gemini in your second house of money could bring a lump sum of income, let's say from a divorce. It can bring something built by a partnership or a team, as in a marriage or as in a business relationship. But from there, you will have to grow it, become it, and work with the other partner or the new people in your life. Save for a rainy day, particularly in September when unexpected expenses may come up on you. And that time frame in September, if I remember, is probably around mid-month, anywhere from September 15th through the 22nd, I believe. Spiritual and religious practices are important in you keeping your faith and balance this year. Excessive appetites need to be curbed. Healthy diet, exercise, and most important, a positive mindset will help you keep your balance this year. Don't look to blame, look to heal, and move forward, Taurus. We know that you like to feel safe in comfortable surroundings, and so far in your lives, most of you have been pretty safe in dealing with either the intellectual or the philosophical part of life. But now it's time to delve deeper and take a look at things that are not so obvious, maybe things in the spiritual and energetic realms of life. So challenging, yes, but a new you will be formed. And I think you're going to like that new you. But be patient. It takes time. Like molding a statue, it takes time for the artist to do their work. So, Gemini, one of my favorite signs. They're the Peter Pans. They're glib, they're intellectual, they're bright. But let's focus with beginning to remind you that the planet of good fortune and abundance is still in your sign. You have it there until June 25th of 2013. So let's make the most of this. Let's grow, take opportunities, even if they're short-lived. Why? Because you learn from them. Take advantage of everything that comes your way the first half of this year. Consider them seeds in your hand, and then we're going to start to plant them. Now, you've had 6 months of doing this already, and when they plant, we've got to work hard at toiling that soil and making these new opportunities grow. Gemini loves new opportunity. Gemini is always bored with the past. This year, you have some unusually strong seeds that'll be coming to you, and they could bring great financial rewards. Not good, great. So work and business requires consistency and effort, not your strong point. Everything in life has a rhythm. Keep it flowing. Use that great creative mind of yours to develop rhythms of success and prosperity. And by mid-July, you're going to see, or start to see, the fruits of your labor begin to form. Your sixth house of daily routines and work environment, health, habits, this interests me this year because you've got a lunar eclipse there on April 25th. And this may prompt you to go back to school. You may learn a new skill that would increase your value in the workplace or in a new business or opportunity you might be taking up on. But with all this excitement going on, Gemini, please take care of your health. Too much work, too many irons in the fire, even too much daydreaming can wear you out. Too much socializing. There's a lot of social here this year. So I want you to think about investing in a nutritionist or some other preventative type of health care. If you don't take care of you, the universe is going to give you a sign through illness somewhere between April 25th and November 1st. I want you to also be careful with money between June 26th and July 20th. No risky investments this year. Check all of your paperwork. Watch those retrograde times because you are Mercury ruled, so you're really affected by this, you and Virgo. You're an intellectual sign and often not comfortable in the emotional or spiritual realms. But this year, with Taurus ruling your solar 12th house, you're going to experience some shakeups and some losses in your comfort zone. And staying safe, that feeling is going to dissolve. And in doing that, you're going to seek a soul center. You're going to seek the messages of the soul rather than the messages of the intellect. So you will be encouraged to delve deeper into the spiritual realms, the unseen and the energetic worlds. Let's talk about love for you guys. You're the Peter Pans of love at times, but love can get quite interesting this year. You may get involved with people who share your imagination, who let you feel like maybe you're falling in love. Maybe they stimulate you in a way where you feel bigger and better than you might have felt in a long time. The key here is to look beneath the surface of love and ask yourself, are you ready to interact deeply? Are you ready to commit heart and soul? Or do you still have baggage? Or are you fearful? Or are you just not comfortable enough to go here? I will tell you this, there is sweetness and love and goodness around you. And some of the seeds that you get to plant will be loving. But in all fairness to yourself and other signs, are you ready to delve that deep and share your heart and soul? And if you are, a lifetime love may form for you. Cancer, Chris.
That's right.
Just woke you up. Beginning on July 25th, the great benevolent Jupiter enters your sign. The planet of abundance and opportunity and good luck and good fortune. How's that sound?
Wonderful.
We'll
I'll take it.
Yeah. So this is going to be the beginning of great growth, rewards, opportunity. And remember, Jupiter passes through your sign only once every 12 years. It stays for about a year. So you've got 1 year to go after the good luck, the support, the growth, and all of the opportunities that come at you. So be prepared.
So 2013 should be one of the most interesting, huh?
Oh, yes. It's going to be a fabulous year for you because you've got this great planet moving into your sign.
Wow. Okay, I'm looking forward.
And between June and September, the protective crab is going to be asked to step out of their protective shell, Cancer the crab, because a new identity and a recreation of yourself is available to you. Cancer is known for a very good memory.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But you also hold on to the past too much.
True.
So this year, if any of you have legal issues, if any of you have difficulties from the past that you can't let go of, Jupiter should bring a positive resolution for you, a bit of abundance and freedom.
Wonderful.
You'll be encouraged to let go, and when you let go, a whole new identity will evolve. And you'll watch, you'll see, when you let go of the past and you start to step into that new identity, that's when you're going to start to see some fabulous things happen for you. So you're going to have a couple of Pluto squares. One is on May 20th, and the other one is on November 1st. And that's going to encourage some very personal transformation. It's both transformative and regenerative, but it's going to be very, very frightening to this quite sensitive, emotional water sign. Don't fear. You've got to trust a little bit here, because only good things are going to be happening for you. Think this way. An ending must happen before a beginning can really take hold and move forward in your life. And with that Jupiter in your sign, you're so inspired right now to follow your dreams. And that's what we're going to encourage. You have a very good grand trine in water between Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn hitting you around July 17th. And that will be supporting your opportunities to make your dream a reality over the latter 6 months of the year. Relationships and partnerships can grow between December 2013 and May 2014. Why am I going deep into 2014? Because the opportunities often take a little while to develop and grow. The seed must grow into the plant or the tree. And that's why you'll see the fruits of your labor December 2013 through May 2014. Your fifth house of love is making you make positive choices in love. If a relationship does not have the potential to grow, be supportive, and honest, it will most likely die under the calculating eye of some of the